I'm going to use that as a reason to start this podcast. So, my friends, welcome to episode, what are we on, 12 here? We're joined with my friend, it's Phry, right? I never got this
Right.
clear.
Yeah.
Phry,
Yeah.
yeah. And all the way from Germany, man. This is the first time we've been over the pond with the podcast. Why don't you take a moment to introduce yourself?
Hey, my name is Phry McDunstan. I'm a guitarist and producer from Cologne, Germany. And I've been going solo for a little more than a year now. I have a pretty unusual approach. I produce my own music and I order, I play all the guitars on my records and the bass as well. But I order my drum tracks and vocal tracks through Fiverr and Sound Better. So I get the chance to collaborate with very interesting and talented musicians from all over the world.
That's interesting. So, it's Fiverr, and what was the other one?
Sound Better.
Sound Better. Okay. And
hmm
how's the experience of those two been for you, and how's like the relationship been with the artists you've worked with?
Finding drummers was always has always been pretty easy. There's lots of great and amazing drummers on Fiverr. With this EP now, I've found I think I found the guy that's the perfect fit for me. He's been playing on five of the six songs from this EP. His name is Glenn Wellman. He's from South Africa, and he can play anything. Like he's an incredible metal drummer, but also a very cool rock drummer. He can play funk, and yeah, that was just what I was looking for. And finding singers was a bit harder because like when you type in rock singer, you also get lots of like profiles there. And but what I've figured out is that some people, they have like great demos there, but it's usually songs they have been like practicing all their life, probably. And when you order something, because I write all the lyrics and melodies, and like these singers just have to sing them. But what happened to me like two or three times was that the demo recordings of the singers were top notch, but what they sent me didn't sound so good. And now I found the very talented Mr. Jeff Bragg from the US, and his band is called Sons of Alaric. And I've been working with him on two songs on my first EP, and on all the songs that feature vocals on my current EP.
That's awesome. So you've built these relationships, you've found people that you've trusted through these websites. And now
Right.
it's like you have like a band spread out over the world.
Yeah, so to speak, and I really enjoy it. And through running ads for my music, I found a few more. And I've also joined a cool training program for musicians called Modern Musician, and some of the artists there are also have also become pretty good friends of mine. And on my next EP, which will come out in a year, I'm planning to work with one of the modern musician artists. We'll write a Pink Floyd esque song.
Okay. Okay. We've got lots of Pink Floyd esque fans here on the BEL channel.
I mean, they're a great band. They're one of my favorites too.
They're a staple for sure, right? So you and I linked up because you were promoting this EP, right? On Reddit, and you were looking for people to come and talk on their shows like this. And so I appreciate the opportunity to get to speak with you. Tell us about the project. Tell us about the release.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me. I always wanted to do a podcast. I never got the chance before. And yeah, the EP came out on November 25th. And like my previous release, it's a mixture of different genres and both instrumental music. Like there's two songs on it, kind of in the style of Joe Satriani, where the guitar does all the talking. And this time there's four songs on the EP that feature vocals, all being sung by Mr. Jeff Bragg.
That's awesome. And I've checked out, I'm pretty sure I've heard all the songs now. I was going through them about a song per day so I could kind of listen to it more. And I got to give you credit, man. I talk about this lots on my channel. A lot of guitar players play shit just for other guitar players, but
Hmm.
musicians play stuff that plays for the song, right? And everything you wrote, man, it's like you can obviously shred, but it obviously is tasteful to the project you're working on, right?
Thanks. Yeah, that's something I was always focused on, because as much as I enjoy like fast guitar and incredible like technique, my favorite guitar players are have always been more melodic players who put the song first, like Slash, for instance, and even Joe Satriani with all his technical prowess. The songs he writes are always like real songs where the guitar is just like a substitute for a lead singer.
Mhm. Mhm. And that's a really cool dynamic now that I'm hearing that you write the lyrics and the melodies. So if you like I want to ask about your writing process, but I'm curious about that relationship specifically between your lyrical guitar playing and your lyric writing for like music or sorry, for like a singer.
Hmm. Back when I was a lead singer in my old band, Cunning Mantrap, I was always struggling with writing catchy melodies over riffs, or like more progressive chord progressions. And I kind of struggled with that for a while, but with my current releases, I just sat down and reworked the melodies over and over again, and I've worked them out with a guitar in my hand. So because like melodic guitar playing feels more easy to me than coming up with vocal melodies on the spot. So being able to write these melodies with the guitar in my hand really helped me.
That makes perfect sense. I'm trying to learn. I've never written a song before, so I'm trying desperately to learn.
I mean, it's some people think that like being a creative musician is only for like a certain percentage of very, I don't know, talented musicians, or you have to wait for an inspirational moment. But if you treat it like everything else, like learning your first chords, for instance, or your first scales, you just have to practice writing like on a daily basis, and over time, like the things you write will become better and better, or you at least you enjoy the process more, and find your own voice by just repeating and repeating the process over and over again.
That makes perfect sense, and I appreciate the insight. Um, so to that point, when like if you look at your first EP and then this EP, I could tell it's you. I could for sure tell it's you. But this second EP definitely sounds. It's got a different sonic kind of capture to it. Can you talk to the recording process since you did, like you say, the majority of it?
Hmm. It's definitely thanks to the Royer mic, which I didn't have before. Or, oh no, I had it, but I was using a different interface. And
Preamps suck, right?
yeah. I was using like a Zoom R16, which is a very
I have one
yeah.
some here where I'll put a picture up of it, but I have one too.
It's pretty dated now, and it's okay if you want to record demos, but if you want to record professional sounding things, yeah, the preamps are not the best. And yeah, I've gotten a Focusrite interface, and now that mic combo of the R121 and the SM57 sounds amazing. And I love Rick Beato's channel, and especially the "What Makes This Song Great" video series. And I got lots of inspiration, like production wise, from some of his videos there, which I think really benefited the way the new EP sounds.
I got you. We just started reacting to his videos on my Patreon channel, actually.
Cool.
I was super excited. I just found this guy. I was like, wow, this guy sounds like a genius. I had no idea he was this big producer. I
Yeah.
was so asleep, right? And it's so cool to see because same thing. Like I've learned so much, even just about like the vocal chain I set up for myself, or how I approach drums for something if I want to, make a dance movement or like something that's driving versus something that feels a little more weighty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever he plays some isolated tracks, like have you seen the Boston video for More Than a Feeling?
You know what? You're pushing my buttons here because Boston is my number one favorite band of
Ah,
all time. Brad Delp, bro.
yeah.
The year that he passed, I literally was saving every penny I had because they were supposed to go on tour. And
Yeah.
then he passed. So rest in peace, Brad Delp. I didn't get to see them, but I have not seen him. But I will immediately watch that after this.
When I first watched that video, I'm not shitting you, I had tears of joy in my eyes because when he plays, like the isolated both the guitar tracks and then Brad Delp's vocal tracks, it's incredible. Like
It's
I'm
magical.
even getting goosebumps talking about that now. I've shown I've shown this video to so many of my friends, and I kind of annoyed some people with it because I was like, listen to this and look at this and this sounds amazing. And Brad, Tom Schultz did it all on his own in his basement, which makes it even more amazing. And yeah, Brad Delp, at the end after the guitar solo, the last part where he goes like really really high, it's
And it
wow,
just
this is
carries for
like
like 20 seconds,
superhuman.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, and like especially the guitar sound. If you listen to my song time and time again, I got me an EQ pedal from our music store here in Cologne. We have one of the biggest music shops in Europe, and I shouldn't probably say this, but I sometimes get gear from them, and then you can return it within a week and get your money back. And I
Oh,
use
bro,
the
I know
stuff
all the music
just
store
for
tricks.
recording.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
them all. I know them all.
So I've gotten this EQ pedal, and in the Boston video, Beato actually shows how to uh, to set it up just like Tom Scholz did. And I copied the More Than a Feeling chorus guitar sound for the song time and time again.
That's so cool to hear. Because that's specifically one of the songs I've heard, but it's gonna change it when I go listen to it now, for sure, for sure. The guitar tone that got me into playing guitar was "Don't Look Back" in the intro.
Yeah,
Just something
yeah,
about that.
phenomenal.
I remember trying to describe it to people. I'm like, it has this like calling to it. Like I don't know how else to describe it. And I was like, I need to be able to create
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I don't know how he did it. I think in one interview he said he was like working 5 years nonstop on all the songs and just recording them over and over again until he was happy with it. And yeah, you can really hear that on the album. It's one of a kind.
So Tom Scholes is known for custom building his guitar amp that he plays. I think his guitar too, right?
Yeah, and also things like attenuators and the Rockman, which like yeah, he's kind of like Les Paul,
Hmm.
like a very inventive person, and I think without people like him and Les Paul, music would now be completely different.
Hmm. Absolutely agreed. And I'm glad he brought up the Les Paul thing because you have a custom Marshall as well as your Les Paul, and that's kind of your signature, right? So why don't you walk me through that line too?
Yeah, I mean like the Les Paul, you can see my guitars behind me here. The
You
Les
got
Paul
three.
Marshall combo is not is not like the most original, but um I I mean Slash is the reason why I started guitar playing, and then I immediately after I started guitar playing I got into Jimmy Page and Led Zeppelin. And both my guitar teachers, the first one I found, and his guitar teacher who taught me after him, they also both played Les Pauls and had vintage Marshalls, which were modified by this guy from our area here in Germany. And it was a no brainer because their sound impressed me so much, and I wanted to have the exact, not the exact same thing, but um, a similar setup. And I my goal is to show people that you can still be inventive and even play modern music with this guitar and amp setup.
Hmm. And so, what do you have modded to your guitar amp? Actually, first of all, what is it? Is it a JCM 800?
No, it's a JMP 100 watt
JMP, okay.
from 9073,
Wow.
and they usually come without anything. Like they have these four inputs, and you can patch them if you need to, like have different bass and treble settings, but no effects loop, no gain channels, no master, and these things have all been modded by this guy. And um, I'm now using an effects loop for uh, um, what's it, a TC Electronic studio delay, and some other chorus effects are in there, but very minimal. And I have three channels now. One is clean, one's a bit more distorted, kind of like a blues breaker Marshall amp, and one has a little more gain reserves, but not in the high gain range. And yeah, this amp is basically my lead guitar and solo guitar voice that I have always been using.
See, as like a guitar, I call myself like a truist. Like it just makes me so happy, right? Because like I bought it was a 1990s JCM. I had an 800 and a 900,
Hmm.
and they were
Which
both.
one did you prefer?
I preferred the 900, and I'll tell you why.
Oh,
I didn't have to
yeah.
make it as loud to make it sound the same as the 800.
Right. Yeah.
If that makes sense. So for those of y'all watching, and a tube amp that's 100 watts, you have to have this thing so loud that no club will let you play it just to make it sound
Yeah.
cool. But that's what we
Yeah.
do. We
Yeah.
find ways to play it that loud, right?
I now have a camper, but and I'm not playing live at the moment, but because like the amp is so old and rare, and like the modding was so expensive, I'm actually I would probably not use this live anymore, because I always had to worry about it when we traveled with it. And I've switched to the camper for my live streams here at home, and for my practicing here at home. And I will probably switch to it also when I play live again, because yeah, that Marshall is just priceless, and I don't want anything to happen to it.
Well, heaven forbid, like someone else's beer gets in it, or you know what I mean?
Right?
Like
Yeah.
if it's yours, that's one thing, but if it's mine, that's a different story, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I we back with my old band, there were certain situations where I was like, "What the fuck," you know, when somebody like put a beer on top of it, or just pulled like the plug while it was still on, things
Still
like that.
hot.
Yeah, yeah, it happen all the time. And yeah,
Yep.
with a camper, you don't have to worry about that stuff.
Yeah. So my progression was I had like a new JCM 2000 before the
Oh
JVM
yeah.
2000. It was cool,
Mm-hmm.
man. It was probably like my favorite guitar amp for the money,
Yeah.
right? Great backline guitar amp. That's why I bought it, because I had an audio production company.
Yeah.
And then I went from that. I bought my 800 for my band, sold it, got a 900, and then I went from there down to an orange. I went down to a 15 watt.
Oh,
But I
15 watt
ran,
orange. Mm.
yeah, but I've still had my 412, my Marshall 412, and I ran
Mhm.
everything at 10. The whole amp, like it's just wide open, right? And then
Yeah.
from there, I went to my Kemper, and every sound guy loved my Kemper. So I was just like, I'll just play this forever. Like, why not? And then I sold
Yeah,
it.
it's just plug and play, and it's so simple,
It sounds so good.
very versatile, and you can profile all the amps you have, and just put
Yep.
the profiles on there, and you don't need a cabinet anymore if you don't want one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Did,
pretty
so,
cool.
when was the last time you played a live show?
My old band broke up in 2017, and after the breakup, I toured with another band, as a replacement guitarist. I was sitting in for their guitar player because they booked this tour with Puddle of Mud,
Cool.
and the wife of their guitar player said no.
Oh, really?
She didn't want him to go on tour because he was a bit older than the rest of the band, and I think he already had a kid, and yeah, like his wife said no, you can't do that. And so they were looking for another guitar player, and they remembered me from us playing a show together, like with my old band. And yeah, then that was in 2018, and we were playing with Puddle of Mud, and I got to meet the band, and got to hang out with Wes Scantlin, who is a pretty cool dude. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was a pretty cool experience. But yeah,
Man,
it's like 4 years ago.
that's that. I mean, it sucks that it's been 4 years since you played a show, but that's a great way to like end the kind of series until the next one. You know?
Yeah, what I've also figured out is that like in modern music, the modern music business is not really um it's not smart for an up and coming artist to start touring or playing gigs right away, because we've also experienced that with our with my old band. um when you play small clubs, I don't know how the situation is over where you live in Canada or in the US, but over here it's people are willing to pay like 200 euros or dollars for a well-known artist, and then they get like $100 of merch on the way. But like paying 15 euros or $15 for a newcomer is yeah, most people don't want to do that anymore. And if they do, they're usually just there to have a few beers, and don't even pay close attention to what's going on the stage, and that can become really frustrating. So lots of my music training program mentors, they also say this: it's actually smarter to find your audience through online promotion, running ads and stuff like that, and building a community online. And then when you have found your audience and are a little bit better known, it makes more sense to play live then, because people then will actually come to see you play.
Yeah. Well, and you got to earn the trust of people to buy, say, merch from you or a CD from you, or even be willing to look past the beer and watch the band on stage, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So if you can break that barrier before you go out and spend the money on the tour and the logistics and everything else, then I think that makes perfect sense.
yeah. Also, like with the past 2 years, so many clubs have gone out of business or tours had to be canceled. So
Hmm.
I actually felt I didn't feel bad for not being able to play live, because I've heard of so many other up and coming or independent artists struggling with their booked shows or even tours, that it was not as bad as it would have been a couple of years prior to that, for me at least.
Do you in Europe? Do you have or did you run into where like the band was, I don't know, 200-300 bucks, but the DJ was only $100, so they would just hire the DJ?
Yeah, sometimes things like that happen too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went through a wave of that. Like you couldn't go see a band if you tried. It was tough, you know.
Yeah, or like if you wanted to play in bigger city clubs, you'd have to pay to play. Like you pay three
Really?
hundred bucks, and then they give you some tickets that you can resell. But if you're playing in a different city where nobody knows you, then yeah, you always lose money.
Yeah. Well, you're standing on the street trying to sell tickets, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
and m- if you have to travel like a certain distance to even get there, you don't have time to do that before you play, because you have to set everything up, and then warm up and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not very artist friendly doing
Mm,
that.
yep. So, with that in mind, how has the rollout of this EP been, and what do you have planned for it?
Um, I'm now promoting it through by running ads, and I've just discovered Submit Hub, where you can like have your songs reviewed by the community there, and send your songs over to Spotify playlist curators or influencers. And I'm just learning how to work with that. Yeah, then I'm doing podcast interviews now, which I really enjoy, and I'm also creating more videos for the next singles. I'll start. I'll probably start shooting another music video in January,
And you
and
shoot those all
yeah,
yourself too?
yeah. It's usually a DIY thing, and sometimes like the video you've seen for time and time again. That was like a pretty illegal thing because we were just which yeah, took us a couple of hours, but the whole thing was filmed and done within like half a day, and that's
Wow.
it's usually my approach. But for the next video, I have another idea. um we'll do a video for the song Mirage, which is a pretty long progressive blues track, and I'd like to work with like glow in the dark paint. And a friend of mine, she's a pole dancer, and we'll do something with that. And yeah, just have to find a suitable place to film that. And it's like maybe using some camera effects. It's usually pretty simple. Got to work with what you got.
Yep. So what do you have for video equipment?
We're using an iPhone, but there's a set of special lenses that you can buy. It's from a German YouTuber who is also a professional cameraman. He's developed these lenses that you can put on, that you can attach to your iPhone, and yeah, like he has this special anamorphic lens that makes the video material that you're shooting look incredible. And like on the iPhone 12, the camera is so much better than most digital cameras you can buy now,
It's
which
ridiculous.
makes yeah, we also use a gimbal, which is also more affordable for a cell phone than for like the bigger ones for digital cameras. And so far I'm pretty happy with the result.
hmm No, man, your videos are great. My buddy Dave, who's usually sitting here with me, he's sick still today. But so he was really interested in this conversation. So we'll probably have to do a part two of this too with him.
That would be
But
great. Yeah, I'd love to
he's
meet him.
he's got 12 songs that he recorded, mixed everything
Hmm.
except the lyrics. He didn't do any vocal stuff. He hired a vocalist for that. All the
Yeah.
melodies, all the words and everything. And so he's kind of sitting on it right now and he's struggling to know what his next step should be because he has all 12 songs. They all sound
Yeah.
great. I'll send them to you after this. And
Uh-huh.
he wants to do lyric videos, he wants to do like image still videos, and he wants to do music videos. So hearing that you're shooting it with a gimbal and an iPhone, that's
Yeah.
great to hear, because I got
Yeah, yeah.
that.
I mean, there's even been like real movies that have just been shot using iPhones. So
Yep.
the new camera generation is incredible. And if you just know a bit about lighting, and yeah, if you use a gimbal so it doesn't look too shaky, you can do pretty cool stuff with it.
Yep. Yeah, they're pretty wild, man. Technology these days is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But so walk me through like the release. So I saw you've got the whole thing. I can listen to the whole EP on YouTube in one length, and now you're doing
Hmm.
singles as releases, right?
Right, yeah, with always within a accompanying music video.
Okay, and then so how long in between are you posting them?
Probably a month, but I'm not sure since like the second single has just been released yesterday. And I I'd like to release the music video for Mirage sometime at the end of January, but that depends on when we actually get to shoot the video, and then like when how long it will take to edit it and make it look great. But I mean, nowadays everything is possible. If it takes up until February, that's also okay. There's no rush. And I'll always promote these things through social media and running ads and yeah, doing um, writing, like contacting promotional websites and stuff like that.
I gotcha. When you say promotional ads, is that like on Facebook? Is that on like where are you doing that?
Yeah, the modern musician approach is building a community and running your ads through Facebook, because Facebook ads are not only are they the most cost effective of all the platforms where you can run ads, but it's also still easiest to lead people from the ad to where you want them to be. So the modern musician approach is very very tech based, and they're always like using cutting edge software. And usually when people click on my ad, they get sent a free song, and then if they like, they get redirected to a Facebook group which has now, I think, 340 to 50 people in it. And I'm slowly building a pretty cool community over there where we share like music interests and pictures of activities we're doing. And it's pretty cool to connect with so many new people through the group.
That is cool. So that you and I spoke briefly just on Instagram messages the other day, and you were telling me about a Facebook group that you were running. Is this another one or is this the same one?
Yeah, it's just called the Fry McDunstan Street Team.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
Oh no, good for you, man. Congratulations. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, I really have to thank the modern musician people, because before I found them, I was really struggling with promoting my music and like with connecting to new audiences. And they've cracked the code pretty well, and they take good care of their customers and support them along the way. And I really enjoy their approach, and they always give you like help and feedback and support you. They also have a Facebook group on their own, and a Discord channel where you can connect with other musicians that are in the program and support each other, which is very cool.
Hmm. Yeah, the community thing I'm understanding is a lot bigger than I thought it was today. I used to manage a gym, and that's when I first got into marketing. And we started a Facebook group, and we are like, yeah, man, we got like 50 people in here. Like, that's pretty rock and roll, right? That's pretty good. And we're like happy for like a year or so. But so like that's why I'm excited. You got like 300, 350, right? But I always thought that was genius. Like, have a place where people can just celebrate. And Facebook sucks, so make it exciting for people.
Yeah.
Like, but you're right. Like their marketing analytics, the options you get, the what do you call that? Like the people you're searching for, the demographics are so
Yeah.
laser focused, right? And they're so easy to use.
Right. Yeah. And some people are saying that, yeah, it's become more of like a boomer tool, and there's not many younger people on there. But in my community, at least, there are lots of younger people there. And if you take good care of the group and really connect with the people that are in there, you can really grow. You can still grow an amazing community even on Facebook.
Hmm. And this, like, I don't want to make it about the business the whole time, but you can monetize videos on Facebook too, right?
I guess you can, yeah, but only if you have like a real wide reach.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Yeah,
one day then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook is great for like for connecting with people at first. And like you can make money through live streams, for instance. If you do a
Mm,
live stream, you can put some links in there where people can donate you some money through PayPal, or you can sell your merch there, which is pretty cool.
cool. Do you have merch? You got all that set up too?
Yeah, I've got a starter pack is which contains like a custom guitar pick with my name on it, and some stickers and an autographed card. Um,
Good for you, man. This makes me so happy to hear.
I'm also selling like still got some old CDs from my previous band. I'm not at the moment with my current reach. I'm not like releasing my new music on CD yet, because yeah, it's harder to sell CDs nowadays,
Yep.
or vinyl. But I'd like to do that in the future as well, because I'm still a big fan of CDs and vinyl.
Well, and that's the big thing. Like, if you would buy a CD or vinyl, chances are someone else would.
Yeah.
But like, you don't want to do like in the old days we had milk crates of CDs sitting in the basement for 4 years, right?
Yeah, I still have so many down there from my old band.
Yep. Yep. Same, bro. Same. And shirts, like
Yeah, yeah,
everything, right? But like,
posters.
you could do a limited run. You could go to your Facebook audience and say, hey, I'm going to try 50 LPs. If y'all are interested, let me know. And if we get 50, I'll do another 50, right?
Yeah, sure. There's also like websites where you don't have to order in bulk. You can order just like 10 CDs, or even just one shirt, like to test a certain print, or if just one or two people want a shirt, then you can order those. I mean, you don't make a lot of money from those, but at least you can offer people something.
Yeah. Well, and it's more about community anyway, right?
Right, yeah.
Like I haven't sold shirts or anything on my channel yet, and like I might soon, but it's like it's not about me trying to balance all that. Like I'm trying to get my shit in order so that y'all know what you're gonna get, and then when I got that covered, maybe I'll do shirts, maybe I'll do something else, right?
Yeah, and then you have you got something with a decent quality. It's better than just like putting something out there where you're not sure how it looks, or if people actually like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, man, I'm gonna switch to a bit of a technical question here for you.
Hmm.
So I noticed in the video that you put together last weekend for us that your mic positioning for your 57 and for your Royer,
Yeah,
you've got them kind of like right beside each other.
yeah. This is it's a special thing called the X mount, which I also saw on Rick Beato's channel.
Okay. Shout out to Rick Beato. I got the link in the description
Yeah,
box.
he's amazing. um, like Royer builds it, and it's built for the SM57 and R121 combo, because that's what they also use in Nashville all the time.
Yep.
And with that special mic holder or hold, you can eliminate like phase problems, and you just need one stand, and it's pretty easy to set up, which I like.
Hmm. So did you play with moving it around on the cone to get different tones, or did you just kind of set it up and it sounded great, so you left it?
I tried different combinations, and over the recording of the past two EPs, I found like a sweet spot, which I'm now using all the time.
Yeah. See, that's I talk about this lots on my channel because I'll stop and I'll look at the guitar amp and I'll say, what are they using? Where is it? Like, they're trying to get more of a bright tone, and they're trying to get something more throaty. Do they got kind of two going on here, right? So I was curious specifically what you were trying to achieve and how that was with that positioning.
Yeah, this is like the SM57 is placed right next to the cone, to the center, and the Royer is placed a little more on the outside, so it has a more warm sound to it. The SM57 gives you more of a bite, and more of a high end, more of the high end frequencies, and the Royer gives you that warm mid rangey sound. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like blending these two together sounds really great.
Mm-hmm. And how do you approach it? Like the EQ for them, like is one, you said one mic is biter than the other. The 57's bitier. The Royer is a little bit more warm sounding. So do you
Mhm.
actually address the EQing of them separately?
Not when I record. I let the guy who mixes and masters my EPs handle that. Like
Okay.
I'm not too much of an engineer. and I always ask for his feedback and send him some samples first, and if he says they're good, then he'll do the rest with them.
Well, that's kind of the nice thing about like being on the engineering side is if you have good input, it's going to sound good.
Yeah.
So like you've got the right mics on the right amp, you know how to play it. It's going to be pretty hard to mess that up, right?
Yeah, and you don't even. I asked the guy, because I'm recording all my guitar parts in my own rehearsal studio, which is not optimized for recording. It's more of a rehearsal space, and I'm also sharing this room with another band, and they put all their stuff in there, so there's not much room there to like place the amp wherever I needed to. And I made some before recording the whole thing properly. I made some test recordings and sent them over to my friend, and was also asking him if it may be better recording the guitar parts at his studio, but he said no. When you're using like a close range mic approach, it's it sounds all right, even in a not sound optimized room. So we went for it, and I'm really happy with how the guitar sounds.
It sings, man. Like you got some sustain from heaven on that thing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Les Paul. It makes it very easy.
Yeah. So you've got 3 Les Pauls back there, right?
Yeah. There's like a gold top on the left.
Okay.
That's a Slash signature
Cool.
from 2008. And I had the headstock refinished with a classic Les Paul model decal, because before that there was like the skull and bones thing, and a
The
Slash
cross
autograph
thing
on
and
it.
the yeah.
Right, yeah. And as much as I love Slash, I wanted to go for the more classic Les Paul look, so I had the headstock refinished. And like when almost 2 years ago, I dropped the thing and the headstock broke off, and I had that fixed, and now it sounds even better than before,
I've heard
which
that.
is
I've heard that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So many people who experience the same thing say the same thing, that once the headstock broke off and you are able to fix it and glue it back on, then it sounds better, and it's invisible. The guy who repaired it did an amazing job. You can't even see it.
I'm so glad to hear.
Yeah, I was pretty much shocked here when I dropped it and looked at it and was like, "Oh my god!" But
Yeah.
yeah, I made a video. It's still on YouTube, but it's in German. But you can see how it broke off and how it looks. It's
So the idea is if you keep all the wood pieces, then you can put it back together, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty clean break. The headstock was still attached to the body, so he just had to glue it back on and then refinish the back of it. And yeah, it's pretty much invisible, and the guitar sounds better than before.
Yeah, absolutely. What else you got back there? It looks like a sunburst.
Yeah, this is a 2010 traditional Les Paul iced tea finish,
Cool.
and it has different pickups. Like the Slash one has his Seymour Duncan Alnico 2 pickups, which I really love, and the Gibson one still has the original burst buckers it came with, which I also like, but they're they have a different sound. So I'm using the gold top for more singing solo lines and ballads, and the iced tea burst for the rocking stuff. And the third one down there, let me get it.
Yeah.
This is this is just a studio Les Paul.
Cool.
It's pretty worn
You can see where your
from
pinky goes,
my
eh?
fingers. Yeah, they come with a pick guard for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
This one never had one, and it's okay. This one is the only Les Paul I have in standard tuning, and I mostly use this for my guitar students and the instructional videos, because the other Les Pauls are always tuned in E flat, since I prefer that for my own music.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll let you put your guitar down, but you can hear me still. So I also prefer my guitars in E flat. Every one of my instruments is in E flat, and
Yeah.
some people say it's because I'm a lazy singer, and I argue I can sing all the songs in standard. I just
Hmm.
prefer how the instrument feels in like
Yeah.
435, right? So
Right.
it's good to hear that you feel the same.
Yeah, you can use thicker strings,
Yep.
which I mean, they don't necessarily sound like more fat, but I like the way it feels, and like all my favorite artists have been playing in that tuning, like Nuno Bettencourt, Jerry Cantrell, Slash, Jimi Hendrix, and yeah, to me it sounds cooler. I
Hmm.
just prefer that sound.
Like for me, I actually saw a really cool video of like someone using a 440, like a bell, and then it rattles another one that's also at 440. So you know when you're on
Hmm.
stage and you get the acoustic hum, and then your strings start to, like an acoustic guitar, they start to rattle. It was
Yeah.
like that kind of thing, and I just don't like the placement of 440. I don't know, like 435 just sounds. It's got more weight to it. The instrument feels like it vibrates a little better. I don't know.
Hmm.
I totally agree.
Yeah, it's I mean it's music is always subjective, and if you enjoy that sound, then just go for it. That's
Just go for
the
it.
best approach. Yeah.
Yep.
We once played a show, and there was a guy who had perfect pitch in the audience, and after the show I talked to him, and he was like really confused because he saw me playing a G chord, but he heard an F sharp, which
Ah.
kind of felt weird to him.
I've heard having perfect pitch is a curse.
I guess it's both a blessing and a curse at the same time,
Mm.
because yeah, guitars are almost never in tune, like wherever you like
Especially
anywhere you put
Gibsons.
them. Right? Yeah. Especially beyond the 12th fret. So
Yeah.
my old guitar teacher's mother, she was an opera singer, a professional opera singer, and she also had perfect pitch. And he told me that she could not listen to guitar music for long because she always thought the guitars sounded out of tune.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
But like when you bend, like say like a whole tone and a bit, it's like that. It might not be right, but it sure sounds cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
Also,
it's
like certain singers who sing like maybe a little sharp or flat, but not all the time, but certain things that gives the thing more character.
yeah, energy and attitude sometimes, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you used to be a singer. How come you don't sing on your stuff now?
Because I'm not that good.
Oh, whatever. Didn't
No,
you
it's
say you just got to practice and you keep going back to it, and then wasn't that you that said that just 20 minutes ago?
yeah, I practiced a lot. I started out as a singer before I played the guitar. I played the guitar. I started playing guitar relatively late when I was already 18 years of age, and before that, I was just singing, but more rap rock stuff. I was just writing lyrics, but with lots and lots of words, and being back then being influenced by Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit. It was more of a
It's making
rap
me
rock
smile,
thing.
bro. You and I might like we're the same person just from two different countries. This is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean we're probably the same age, right?
How old are
How
you?
old are you? I'm 38.
I'm 30.
Okay,
Give or
so
take.
still grew up on new metal.
Yeah. I was like a British invasion guy. And
Yeah.
then when that wasn't quite heavy enough for me, I got into like, Metallica, Megadeth, and then Kid
Hmm.
Rock and like Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit. And then I went through like a big, like a rap phase, like actual rap. And then now I
Oh
kind
yeah, me
of,
too.
yeah, I love it, man. The lyricism. I heard someone say that rappers get the benefit of using as many words as they want to get their point across, where singers
Yeah.
have to do it in a finite amount of words, right?
And if you're really good, like if you're a good lyricist, you can do so much with hip hop rap.
Hmm.
To this day, I listen to lots of hip hop, especially old school stuff like Run DMC,
Yep.
A Tribe Called Quest, Old Public Enemy, Cypress Hill, and that stuff.
Yep.
I really love that. but yeah, singing, like the singing then stopped when I started playing the guitar, and I was just focusing on that. But when we started the band, and we were never able to find a lead singer, I had to do that as well. And I practiced a lot, but there's certain things about the timbre of your voice that you can't change no matter how much you practice.
Yep.
And I enjoy singing, like when I play my acoustic guitar, and I'm playing to friends, and we have a beautiful lake nearby where we live, where we spend our summer days. And I always bring my guitar when I'm there, and play for people. But in a more rock context, I think my voice isn't like the perfect fit for that. So I mean, there's demos of all the songs from my current releases where I'm singing, and if you directly compare them to what Jeff's doing, for instance, you would always go for Jeff's version for sure.
Ah, well, that's cool, man. Like if as long as you know what your thing is, right? Because like you said, like you have a signature sound for your guitar, and it sounds like you're like very happy with it, which I don't blame you at all. Then let someone else do it if that's how it works, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I like my music means a lot to me, and I want it to sound as good as possible. And over the years with my old band, I figured out that like the singing thing is not for me, not so much as just being able to sing with my guitar.
hmm Well, and Slash said, someone was asking him why he noodles all the time, and he said, well, like if a singer is singing the whole time, I don't want to just be playing chords the whole time. Someone else is playing chords the whole time. He's like, so I'm going to play my own like melodies and lyrics and stuff on his guitar, right?
Right.
And I think he also said, what else? I love Slash too. He was like, I don't like sharing my emotions through words, so I'll share them through my guitar, right?
That's exactly my approach too.
Yeah.
I mean, I write lyrics and melodies, and I try my very best to get something across, and also have a good message. But it's more of a struggle every time. Like I can play you a guitar solo on the spot, or like write a cool riff within a couple of minutes. But when it comes to writing, not the lyrics essentially, but the melodies for the vocals, it's still a bit of a struggle. But yeah, can't all be easy.
Yeah, of course not, right?
Yeah.
So you seem like a very inspired guy. Where does that come from?
Um, I don't know. It's w- I always but like when I was still a small child, I always liked doing creative things. I When I grew up, I was drawing a lot, and painting, and wrote little stories for like for my parents, and then later on drew little comic strips. And when I like in my teenage years, that kind of went to sleep for a while because I was playing too many video games. Yeah, which I don't regret doing that, but I wish I discovered the guitar a little earlier. But yeah, when I finally discovered the guitar, like being already 18 years old, um, I kind of knew after like 1 week of playing that this is something that I'd like to do for the rest of my life, because like it was like a revelation to me. Like, this is my thing. And then I really sat down and practiced up to 8 hours a day, even though I was still going to school back then. And I don't know. It's I'm not good at many things, but I'm really happy I found the guitar, and a way to express myself through it. And yeah, so I to this day I practice a lot, and spend most of my time just playing the guitar.
So you understand that it's an art. It's something that you have to be dedicated to. You know, like, so when we can talk about like weight, like, do you have a time limit? How long are you allowed to be here?
I can do this all day.
You're good. Okay, great. When it comes to like weightlifting and weight training, if you want to go be a bodybuilder, like you have to sacrifice a lot of things to
Hmm.
get to a point where like people will even look at you. You know what I
Right.
mean? And what I think that gets overlooked a lot is singers, guitar players, especially if you're doing it on your own. You basically have to be that dedicated. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you can't be partying on the weekend and be hungover for 3 days because you have 3 days of practice and you got 3 days of writing and you got 3 days of recording to do, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So tell me about that. Like, what's your life look like, and how does it support your habits?
Um, I mean, it sounds a bit ironic because like so many musicians are also famous for their drug habits or have been in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I've certainly tried. I had my fair share of like substances over the years, but whenever I did stuff like that, I only did it like a handful of times per year because I knew from the start that if I did stuff like that on a regular basis, my guitar playing would suffer from it. So the guitar has actually made me much more focused and disciplined than anything else I tried before it. And I'm really grateful for having found music and especially the guitar as an instrument because without it, especially with like my family background where there's lots of cases of substance abuse and depression, I don't know what would have happened to me if I hadn't found this.
No, that's really cool. I appreciate you sharing that. Do you find, because like you're obviously very passionate about guitar, do you find that you get like a release or like a therapeutic release from writing, even if there's no lyrics or melodies?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because before I played an instrument and like back in my video game days, I was always like using certain things as a distraction from like my family life or life at school, which most of the time kind of sucked because I didn't fit in there. And like whenever I write or just practice, I become really focused and clear and also happy. So this is something that I hope will never go away.
That's so cool to hear, man. Yeah, I think everyone deserves to know what makes them happy, and they deserve to be able to, like appreciate it and execute on it, right?
Yeah, this is also something that I try making making clear through my music. Like I try spreading this message of find something that you really like and that you live for, and all the rest will probably work itself out
Hmm.
then after it.
Well, you would probably still spend £1,500 or euros on a microphone, even if it didn't make you a dollar back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's like there's a bit of a downside. I mean you can't go on vacation so much because like that's very expensive.
Yep.
Or you don't own that many other fancy things because guitars and like all the extra money you have is usually spent on either guitars or now on music promotion. But I mean, it's something that I really enjoy, and like having lots of stuff was never really that interesting to me.
Hmm. Yeah, as long as you have like the right things, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I got you. I got you for sure. This is I just picked up. I don't want to disconnect it, but I just picked up my like kind of dream mic, I guess.
Oh
This is
yeah.
so this is it's a warm audio, so it's a clone technically, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
tube microphone.
Wow.
It clones the Telefunken U47.
Uh huh.
It's so much fun, man. I haven't put it on a guitar cab, but like it gets like what you were describing with the Marshalls earlier. It gets this like tube breakup once you start yelling at it enough, and once it warms up enough, it just makes me
Yeah.
so happy.
Yeah, I mean, some things, even though they cost a lot of money, they're just
The
like
smile though
the
is
things
worth
you
it.
can. Yeah, right. The things you can do with those, it's like the money thing is just is not important
Yeah.
when you need something to express yourself.
I find that like the money tells you that you're on the right page. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like if you make a buck, it's like, okay, I did something right. And if you don't make a
Yeah,
buck, like, okay, I'll readjust. But like they're both kind of like emotionally the same, you know?
yeah.
Like whether like
And I mean, it's pretty much a given that money doesn't make you happy. I mean,
absolutely.
a certain amount of money is definitely necessary to for a certain quality of life. But just focusing on the money side of things is never a good thing, in
Hmm.
my opinion, at least.
Hmm. Well, it's a never ending pursuit. Because like you said, like you know what makes you happy. You can have a guitar in your hands, you can shred on your Kemper, no one else can hear you, and you're happy, right? Like if it's a dollar value or if it's anything like physical, then it's just like, well, when does it end, right?
Hmm. Yeah, and also with like at the moment with even though I'm trying to increase my reach and connect to more people, um, I what I really enjoy is things like this, like getting to know new people and talking to them and learning about them much more than just like earning a shit ton of money off of people.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe this will come at a certain point, or at least to a certain extent, and uh, by then I won't complain. That's for sure. But I really what I enjoy most about being a musician is to connect to so many people on so many levels.
Hmm.
It's much better than just playing video games. You
Oh
know?
man, I went through a phase. So I was a soccer player, and then I started playing video games. I gained a bunch of weight, and then I started playing guitar, and my band started doing good. So I said I should probably lose some weight because I was like pretty heavy, right? And
Yeah.
the two worked really well together. But same thing, man. It was like I wanted to sing a certain way, and I couldn't how I was, and I was sad, and I was like down all the time. So I made a bunch of changes that music really, really supported for me. You know, like
Hmm.
I didn't mind going on the treadmill because I was singing my set list, and that was cool.
Yeah.
Or like I didn't mind going to bed at night because I was going to wake up early and do some tracking anyways. So like it was cool, right?
Yeah, that's so amazing. Like having something that motivates you, and I saw that you are also still working out, right?
Ah, for those watching this far, my fiance and I we kind of got a couple like I'll say shocking events happen in 2022 where we basically just had to like uproot and leave like overnight type thing, and it was super scary, man. It was super hard. It was super hard to adapt to, but like just getting it like we moved to another town.
Okay.
So like my gym's like way out of the way now. I do the YouTube thing full time now, so my expendable income is pretty tight. So it's hard to get like that stuff in.
Uh huh.
But I also on the other side is like I live on an acreage, so we've got a bunch of land now. So I'm always out there doing something physical.
Yeah.
It's not like to the point where I was competing in bodybuilding before and this and that, right? So eat 8 meals a day, weighing all my food.
I do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
you
not
know,
I'm not competing, but I'm also working out like 5 times a week, and
oh, bro, good for you. What like what's
because of my back is pretty much fucked up from all the guitar playing, and I
from
had to do
slouching?
something. Yeah, yeah, sitting down so much, I had to do something, and weightlifting is yeah is a great thing, and I also enjoy like weighing my food and always eating the same thing, like
Yep.
broccoli and chicken and pasta.
See, I
that,
I loved it. I
that's good.
loved the discipline. I loved cooking all my meals. I loved having all my Tupperware and everything. And I don't know
Yeah,
what is separating me from doing that today. Like I don't know what the disconnect is, you know?
yeah, but maybe you'll get into it
Yeah.
sooner.
Well, like so I really want to start writing music. I
Hmm.
really, really want to, and I can't sing the way that I used to. So I know I have to make some healthy changes. I smoke real bad too. I started smoking
Oh
again,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's not good either, right? But there's a lot of things I want to do. Like, so my fiance and I are going to start kickboxing in the new year. We start January
Oh, that's
11th.
cool.
I'm really excited about that. So I'm trying to take steps. I got my microphone. I practice all the time. I
Hmm.
just out of shape.
Yeah, well, it's always one step at a time. I'll bet that once you start doing the physical stuff more, and kickboxing is pretty cool. Uh, the quitting smoking thing will follow, and then you'll hear a change in how you perform vocally. Uh,
Hmm.
that's pretty much that comes pretty naturally, I think.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's guaranteed.
I've seen some of your Instagram posts where you covered a couple of songs, and I really like your voice. I
Oh,
mean,
thanks,
it's
bro.
yeah. So your voice is much better than mine was when I sang for my band. So you at least got the like the foundation right. And if you're happy with it and you continue, I'll bet you can write amazing songs.
No, I
Uh,
appreciate that. Maybe we will have to do something together because I've never written
that
a
would be cool. Yeah,
melody. I've never written a lyric. Nothing. So,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm always looking for new collaborators. So yeah,
Well,
maybe
okay. So
give it a
what
try.
like what's your bandwidth look like? Because like you got a pretty heavy plate, but like what's like are you busy all the time? Like do you got some space? Like what's up
At the moment, I'm pretty much grinding all day long,
all
but
day?
I'm lucky I don't have children because yeah, like when you play so much guitar and focus on that, having children would only distract you from that.
Yep,
But I'm an uncle. My sister has three children, and I enjoy spending time with them. So
that's awesome.
whenever I need the company of my family, I just visit my sister and play with my nephews and my niece. But yeah, I'm pretty much playing like for almost 3 hours every day. That's my practice time. And then in the afternoons and early evenings, I give guitar lessons, like usually two per day, and in between I work on promoting my music.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a good man. It's like, I have so many questions now. Do you have a space that you go to, or do you work at home?
I do everything from my home. I have this rehearsal space where my marshal is at,
In
and
the video that you showed me, right?
right, yeah.
Yep.
But I'm almost I almost use this now just for when I record my guitar tracks for the for my next release. So I can do pretty much everything from here, from my home. And the gym I go to is also nearby. So like the my day has now become pretty structured, which I never had before. I started promoting music like that, which is also something that the modern musician training program has taught me, which is
Uh,
why I'm so grateful for having found it.
that's cool. I haven't actually heard of that program. I've heard of a lot of them, but I haven't heard of that one, so I might have to look it up.
Yeah, I can send you a link. Like the founder, his name is Michael Walker. He was I think the keyboardist for a pretty successful independent band called Paradise Fears.
Okay.
And when he started a family, he didn't want to go on tour so much anymore. And then he started creating a video course with all the things that his old band did to promote their music, which really worked, like tour hacking. They went on. They followed bigger bands and sold their music to the waiting audience outside the venues, which was really working well for them. And he has invented this thing called virtual tour hacking, which is how he teaches us to run our ads. And he's a very like nerdy tech guy. And he like the training program is now has now grown to $1 million business. And they've developed a pretty cool CRM and an app where you can like direct the people who follow you better, and give them like automated email sequences to make it easier for them to learn about you, which is pretty cool. And I've also used other music training programs, but this one's by far the best.
Cool. Yeah, definitely send me that link. Definitely send me that link.
Yeah.
You cool if I take a quick washing break here, and then I'm going to ask you about your workout regimen here too?
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah. Okay. Just give me like 2-3 minutes here, and then I'll be right back.
All right.
I should have
Yeah,
I
he's
also send you the Modern Musician link here in the chat, so you
okay.
can
Oh,
check
look
that out.
look at
Yeah.
this. Dope. Yep, I'm into it. Well, how did you get into that? Like, how did you find that program specifically?
Um, like after the breakup of my old band, I started doing some instructional guitar videos in German on my YouTube channel to be able to find more students that way. And at first, I was also thinking that if my reach would increase through that, I would be able to find cool musicians in my area. But yeah, I've given up on that pretty quickly because even with my old band, we were always struggling, like finding dedicated musicians here, especially like I'm not saying that there aren't any, but for the stuff I like rock and progressive and like grungy stuff. It's really hard finding people who can or who want to play stuff like that still. But yeah, then learning how to promote the YouTube channel, I googled like music promotion, YouTube promotion, and stuff like that, and so all the Facebook algorithm and the Google algorithm, they got to know me better in that way, and then
Mm-hmm.
they referred the program to me. And at first, I just saw a couple of videos on YouTube by Michael, which was not really advertising the training program per se, but he has this like annual thing called is it Success with Music? Yeah, I think it's called Success with Music, where he does these also long format YouTube interviews with people from the music business, where they share their story and their approach to promoting music and artists, and then they go back and forth. And I really enjoyed watching those. And then just like a month before I released my first EP, I saw that he was doing something called the 100K music video challenge, where he taught people how to get 100,000 views organically on a Facebook video that you release, and how to better connect with people, with the people who watch it. And that was just like $100, and I thought, okay, I'm just releasing this new music video, and I'll give it a try. And it was like a 6-day training, and we were all getting together on Zoom. And when he explained the way he does, he's very enthusiastic and very kind person. I was intrigued, and then after finishing the challenge, I applied for his Gold Artist Academy program. And yeah, I've been working with them for over a year now, and I'm really happy with the way they teach. And I've learned so much, like music promotion, about music promotion, and how to better connect with the people who like your music.
I got you. So for those watching and those on the BEL audience, where can we find all your content?
I got my website. That's music.frymcdunstan.com. Then my music is on all major streaming portals. You just have to look for Phry McDunstan wherever you stream your music from. I also have a YouTube channel, and then there's my my Facebook page, and through that you can, if you like, you can join my Facebook community there. It's called the Phry McDunstan Street Team Group.
Awesome, man. That's so good. And I'll have all the links in the description box if any of y'all want to check them out. We also play a game here where I roll. I have like a PayPal donations thing that we roll, and I'll have it roll over this whole podcast. So if any of y'all do want to help support Phry here, feel free to send RE episode 12 or Phry, and I'll make sure that I toss it over to him too.
Sweet, thanks.
Yeah, can always try to support any way we can.
That's so cool. Thank you.
So how's the marketing process? I know I said I was going to ask you about the gym, but I'm very curious. How's the successes been? Tell me about, some achievements, some landmarks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sold a couple of merch packs over the year and connected with lots of interesting people who joined my group and got to know them better. And I also have this online guitar course now where I upload 2 new videos per week. And I'm now first. I'm just getting the ads ready for that. So there's almost 100 videos in there now, and I think it's finally ready for to have more people in it. Apart from that, I just I'm now figuring out how to do the podcast things and working more on reaching more people through Spotify, which I kind of neglected over the past year. But yeah, that's also very important. But yeah, I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
I've basically just started.
Mm-hmm. And so with this last EP drop, like it's being received pretty well. Your YouTube channel's doing pretty good.
Yeah, people enjoy it, and which is, I think, also thanks to the amazing work that both Glenn, the drummer, and Jeff have done. Because without these great musicians, I couldn't have done it the way it is now. And I'm really grateful for having found these people and still finding more people to collaborate with, which is very cool. I mean, I would as much as I would love to have a real band and play live. This is like the next best thing, and like the people with whom I collaborated with are amazing talents, and yeah, it's so much fun being able, with the help of modern technology, being able to connect with so many interesting people from all over the world.
Well, I don't know how your experience was in a band, but when I was in a band, if I was like, hey man, let's bring in this singer for this project, everyone would shit their pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like now, like it's kind of my methodology too, or my view on it is, well, I have a project that I'm passionate about, and I kind of don't expect everyone else to be this passionate. So I'm just going to get them to do their jobs and I'll do the rest of it.
Yeah.
I
mean, yeah, that's as much as people are complaining about the modern music business, it's gotten much easier for independent and up and coming artists to release something and to connect with people. And I think like this is the future of music, because as you've probably experienced yourself, like concert tickets for bigger artists are getting more and more expensive, and like these greedy event companies like Ticketmaster, they've now introduced like what's it called, dynamic pricing for their tickets, where they get even more expensive with higher demand. And I think people are now realizing this and looking more for like independent artists who they feel are more real and genuine. So I'm really excited about the future of music, especially since I have found this training program and now know a little better how to promote myself and how to connect with interesting people who share the same passion for music.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's kind of the important part, right? And the cool thing about, like podcasts like this, or you said you were on one yesterday too, like people are more interested in who you are, and then they'll listen to your music, right? So like if you can kind of toe the line of like, oh, now someone meets you, someone understands who you are, they get it, now they have all this category to go listen to, then perfect. That's the exact seat you want someone to be in.
Right. And I mean, as it's like we ourselves, what we would have also loved this, like having this opportunity when we were younger, like maybe being able to chat with a still unknown young Miles Kennedy or something. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so great that it's possible now, so that once you discover a new artist, that it's so easy for you as a listener also to connect with him or her and get to know them better, and then being able to support them and see them grow.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they're like, you know, even to the Miles Kennedy thing, like I have been a huge Slash Miles Kennedy fan since the first few songs they worked on. I liked like all the Alter Bridge records. I've been a big like Miles Kennedy fan. And
Yeah.
with the introduction of the current kind of state, social media and YouTube and everything, I can follow him as if I knew him.
Right.
You know, and now he's like, this last record they just put out is phenomenal. And I feel like I was there for the journey. It's like you never got that when it was AC/DC or the Rolling Stones or,
Right.
you know what I mean? These huge, like almost over, I don't want to say over glorified because they probably earned it, but like, you know, they're these statues, but we have no idea the process unless we get a DVD. Like we have no idea what they're like unless we get an interview, you know, so like you can be so connected to people now, right?
Yeah, this is and it's also very rewarding to at least for me as a musician. Like I said, I really enjoy getting to know new people and hearing their story as well, which is why I love working with the Facebook group so much, because whenever somebody shares their story and people are reacting to it and also interacting with each other, it's just it feels great to be a part of that and witness that and hear so many interesting stories.
Mm-hmm. It's cool to be able to facilitate that for other people too, right?
Yeah,
Like, you know,
definitely.
you have a Facebook group where people can communicate and you can kind of watch it happen in front of you, right?
Yeah. And also like yeah, the community aspect of it. Like if any of those people would have a problem or a feeling down, they can share it with the group as well, and then people can try to lift them up, which is which is amazing. Like
Well,
new modern technology is not always a curse, but can be a blessing.
yeah. Well, it all depends on how you use it, right? Like I get complaints for being a reaction channel and people saying, well,
Yep.
no, you're taking my views. And it's like, well, I'm trying to promote your views, man. I'm trying to like help people celebrate the art in a way that they might not understand, right?
Absolutely.
And it's
I mean, it's the same thing with like the stuff that Rick Beato's been doing. Like there's so many like older artists or legacy artists who were trying to take down his videos because he was using their material, but he was giving them free promotion, and like the royalties from the YouTube videos, they go to them anyway.
mm-hmm.
So it's just yeah, it's it's pretty much an obsolete attitude to just wanting to keep everything for yourself, or wanting to have all the control yourself and not sharing anything. Because I think when you use this stuff smart, and when you try to connect with as many people as possible, there's always beneficial things for either side.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, and like if you honor the relationship, then the relationship will work for you, right?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. So is English your second language then?
Yeah.
You speak so well, man. I love hearing you, like just the way you form words and everything.
Thanks. I actually need a bit more practice because I don't speak English that often, but I had a good English teacher at school,
Oh
which I
yeah.
really like.
Is that like standard in Germany?
No, it's not.
No.
Most Germans speak horrible English.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, there's like I said, I played lots of video games, and I watch all my movies or series in English, and then you pick up certain things, and if you keep practicing, and also the writing lyrics thing and the singing thing before really helped me with that as well.
I gotcha. So you've been talking lots about like being rudimented, sticking to your drills, guitar playing for 3 hours. You also teach. You're working on videos and promotions and stuff. You told me that you have like a fitness workout or like a workout background. You're working out, what'd you say, 5 days a week?
Yeah.
Sticking to your meal plans and stuff. So tell me about like how those two complement each other.
Um, I'm. I think I said that before. I'm not very good at many things. Like back when I was still going to school, I really sucked at math. I sucked at soccer and other sports, and yeah, I didn't really have that much self-esteem when it came to those things. But whenever I really enjoyed something and I like doing it, I kind of really focused on that, and tried doing my best with it, and like the weightlifting thing and working out is something I really enjoy, and that I had to do because being a guitarist is not very good for your posture and your back. So it's never like going to the gym is never a struggle for me. I really enjoy it. Maybe not leg day,
Yeah.
but but you're not allowed to skip that, and so yeah, this has become part of my day, and it really lifts me up and makes me want to to get up early and do something before I sit down and do my guitar things. And yeah, the gym where I go to, there's also so many cool people there, that are always nice to each other, and it's also a small like gym community there, and we support each other and give each other feedback, which is cool. So that's something I also really enjoy.
So it's very much community thing, whether it's music at the gym, you appreciate a good community, eh?
Yeah, it's not always been like that, because when I was younger and still at school, I was having trouble fitting in. But yeah, as you grow older, or as some people grow older, having that or um, focusing on that also makes you a better person.
Mm-hmm. Doing something with high regard that's bigger than yourself, I think always makes you a better person.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Couldn't have said it better. Yeah.
No, I've been working on that for a long time. No, it's cool, man. So like, would you call yourself or consider yourself like an introvert or an extrovert?
It depends.
Yeah.
I can be fun at parties, so to speak, but only if it's the right people.
Mm-hmm.
When I see a connection or feel a connection with people, it's I really enjoy hanging out with people. But when I feel like it's not really my crowd, or you have to like to act differently to be accepted by the crowd, or the people you're hanging out with, then it's not for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that just goes back to the good community. Like you just want to be around the right people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I feel you, man. Like in school wasn't for me. I was busy drawing like lighting patterns and speaker arrangements and stuff. But like, and you know, like I was a weird kid. I was like, I don't know if I was outcasted because I just didn't care enough. But like I kind of grew into where it's like now I'm very passionate about things. I understand people's passion. Like I don't want to say I grew to learn how to people, but I definitely get it now because I have something that I can grab onto. You know, other people had academics. Some people had, like I was athletic, but some people were more athletic. Some people pursued it longer than me. But it's like, this is music, man. It's like, it's my fallback. It makes me smile. It pulls me out of those dark places. It's the only time that you and I can feel whatever we want to feel at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool, man. I vibe with that big time with like the tribe. Like you need dedicated, like-minded people, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, you're probably also a bit of a nonconformist, and I think most nonconformists are like that. Like we need a certain kind of people to feel comfortable around.
Yeah. And then once we're comfortable, it's anarchy.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
totally.
yeah. That was how we grew up too. But like what you said, you started playing guitar when you were 18.
Mm-hmm.
So like I started a little bit earlier, but I didn't start taking it seriously until I was 18. Like I could play.
How old were you when you were starting?
I think I was 13 when I started playing guitar.
Oh, yeah, that's relatively early.
Yeah, but I struggle with this thing where like if I start something and I'm good at it, I'll stick it out. If I start something I'm not good at it, I won't stick it out. So I started something, I was good at it, and I didn't progress. That was my problem. So I kept playing, but I wasn't like challenging myself. I just wanted people to say, yeah, you're playing guitar, right? So then I met a guitar player who had a Les Paul and a Marshall, and he taught me until he couldn't. And then his teacher taught me, who also had a Les Paul and a Marshall. but then he heard me singing, and he was like, bro, you should be a singer. So you've been playing guitar this long, and like, no offense, it's not really going anywhere. Why don't you try singing? So I started singing. I was like 15 maybe. I sang in like 3-4 different bands, and just all cover bands, right? And I just kind of stuck it out. And then I got picked because I was a guitar player and a singer who had equipment, because I had an audio production company. So then I got asked to be the singer in a band, and then I got asked to fill in another band. So like the progression's always been there, but it's always been because like, well, I'm going to circle it back to my point here, but it's always been because I've put myself in circles of people who know what I do and they know like what I bring. Right. Yeah. And like, I don't want to be someone else. I don't want to pretend to be someone else. I don't want to do something else. It's just like, this is what I do, man. I'm comfortable with it. If y'all like it, great. If not, that's cool. I'm going to do it somewhere else. Right.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And what inspired you to pick up the guitar in the first place?
I had a friend who got one. His name was Marcus Barwagon. Shout out to Marcus, wherever he lives now. But he had one, and the dirty sound on it, I went, that's the sound that they had on that Boston record on Don't Look Back.
Yeah.
And so I told my parents, I said, listen, like, I need a guitar. Like, it's not a want, I need one, right? And they told me, they're like, nope, you're not going to get a guitar. We won't get you a guitar. And then they got me one, right? So Sweet. It was pretty cool, yeah.
Are you from a musical family? So did you have any other members of your family playing an instrument before?
Yeah, my mom's a piano player, and her dad, my grandfather, like I didn't know him. He passed away when I was 2. But he, I guess, was like a singer, guitar player, piano player. And then the rest of my family is from Eastern Canada. So I'm from the West Coast, and they're from the East Coast. They all like, they'll play campfire songs, a guitar, and everyone sings along. And that's kind of like as far as it goes. So as far as like musical... I didn't really have a musical career. My cover band did really well for a few years, but there was nobody that was like a musician, quote unquote. Lots of artists, but no musicians.
Yeah, but that's still very cool. There's no one in my family who was a musician before, so I had to figure out all that stuff on my own or through my guitar teachers. Like also my musical taste developed through them a bit more. I always envy people who have a musical family, and even the campfire thing, that would be awesome to have.
Yeah. It's just like, cool. You can just sit around and everyone's playing GCD, and that's fine. And you just sing 30 songs. Like, why not? Right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the plan for the new year? You said you got some music videos coming out about once a month. What else can we expect? What else can I look for?
I'm also doing more live streaming because I still have so many new songs to stream. That is something I do every other week on my for my Facebook community. I'm also thinking about getting what's the name of the tool? Restream. So I'll be also able to stream to YouTube and maybe Discord at the same time. But setting up my setup for Facebook alone using OBS was very, very hard because I'm playing over backing tracks, and so I had to get all that connected, and I have to check out Restream before I use it, and if it's if it works, then I'll also do more live streams on YouTube as well, and maybe also not Discord but Twitch. Yep.
I can help you with all that, bro.
That would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I am not the most tech savvy person, so
Me neither.
I would love to get some help with Restream.
Yeah, Restream is pretty cool. There's a couple other ones. If you really want to invest your money, the best way to do it is with any of the Apollo series stuff. If you've seen those interfaces, they're big money too. But they basically give you a console to use, like a full digital console, like a soundboard, but it's pre your computer processing.
Okay.
So it'd be like plugging your microphone directly into your computer, but you can use all your plugins. You can do everything live, and then you can restream that out. So it doesn't have to go through your DAW or OBS.
Right.
But then now you got to buy $1,000 interface, right?
Yeah, that's currently not an option.
Yeah, if the streaming does well, then you go ahead.
Yeah, of course. But I also heard that when you use Restream, you can also have other people on the live stream at the same time. So maybe we could do this, like a session thing.
Do a jam.
One of the live stream. Yeah, like you sing a bit, or we just both play guitar.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. So this like StreamYard here, I can have 10 guests on this one. And then using Restream, that would give me like, so when you're playing your guitar, you actually get the guitar sounds into this software. So, and then what's cool, like, so in the other studio that we do my podcast in, I get like a mix, like I get your vocal comes in on one channel, my vocal on another channel, and then Dave's vocal on another. So that even though the broadcast has, like, this is recording our audio and everything, I can go and do it after in like a wave format, right?
Yeah.
But you and I still hear the compressors and the EQing and everything. Yeah, it's really neat. It's really hard though. It's really tricky.
Yeah. But I think once you figure that out, then it's just plug and play, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Amazing.
But cool, man. This thing's gonna kick us off here in about 15 minutes. What else do you want to tell the audience? What else do you want to share with us today?
I'd just like to say thanks again. I really enjoyed this, and you're such a great interviewer, and I love the way this conversation went. And if any of you people who listen to this are interested in connecting with me, just DM me. You'll find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just look up Phry McDunstan. I'd love to get to know you better and see you maybe in my Facebook group as well. And it's been great. Thank you so much. I was having a real good time here.
No, I'm really glad, man. I had a great time as well. Anytime you want to come back, man, you let me know. I really want to get a conversation with you and Dave. So when he's healthy again, we got to book one.
Absolutely. I would love that too.
Okay, my friends, I appreciate you hanging here. Phry, we've got all your important links in the description box. My friends, go check them out. We'll see everyone again soon.
Thank you so much.